3. Hi guys, welcome to the Real Talk Part 2. Yeah, we have Sis Andisiwe in the house. So guys, please make sure you catch up on Part 1. We're talking about, real stuff, real conversation. So, Sis Andisiwe, I don't know if you have to introduce yourself now. If someone definitely watched Part 1, I don't know. Or do you want to introduce yourself?
Do I have to? I can. I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I'm Andisiwe Dwenga. I am from Saldanha. I am a mother of 2 children, a handsome young man, a boy, and a beautiful baby girl. I am working in the National Defense Force, and I am the founder of HIV Talk with Andisiwe, and I am also the founder of a women's ministry called Fix My Crown.
Yay! Guys, she is a pastor. She is a pastor who's talking about sex. I get a lot. People are like, why are you talking about sex? Don't you have other things to talk about?
People don't want to talk about sex. I don't know why.
And they do it.
That's the thing.
Which is really crazy. Yeah. So in Part 1, guys, she was actually sharing experience. I think it's important for you to catch up on Part 1 before you watch Part 2. So here we're actually talking about the stigma coming out in the society, coming out in the family and saying, hi guys, I'm HIV positive. We are trying to maneuver these stigmas. Going to the clinic, you are sitting there, you tell that sister, I'm here for a checkup. They're like, are you here for a checkup? You HIV positive, all of those things. And you know how the clinic setup is? People are sitting in the queues and everyone is looking at you like, oh, you HIV positive. It's like now being positive, it's I don't know, it's not like a condition now, or it's not a chronic thing. It just sounds like it's a curse, or I don't know, it's something you have to hide, or which is not true. It's something you can walk around and say, I'm HIV positive and I'm leaving so easily without all the stigma and the shame. So, Sis Andisiwe, we can talk about the shame, and all of these things in this chill session.
Yeah. What I can say about breaking the stigma is that it takes a very strong individual to break the stigma around HIV, because there are still people who believe that people who are living with HIV are those who have been sleeping around, and that is not true. But the stigma that is attached to HIV, it makes people believe such thing. And it's one of the things that I have actually tried to explain to people. And when I do the talks, that it takes only one person, only one, to infect you. And it takes you to infect 10 people. So you can sleep with 10 men. If all of them are HIV negative, you will also be negative. But you can sleep with one man that is HIV positive and you get infected. So it doesn't take a lot of people to infect one person. It takes one person to infect an individual. And it takes an individual to infect a whole lot of 10 people. So the stigma that is attached to HIV, it needs to be broken by those who are living with HIV. It needs to be broken by those who are affected. You are affected. The stigma there. It is in the churches. I started talking about HIV in the church so that I may break the stigma that people who are living with HIV are promiscuous, people who are living with HIV are sick, people who are living with HIV are this and that. I had to break such stigmas in the church that people who are living with the HIV and they are being punished by God. Such nonsense. I had to come in and break those things. Yes. So it really takes a strong individual to break such stigmas, because if you come out even in the society, I remember when my status went public, because my first disclosure was on national TV. It was so public. So people were talking about it on taxis. I was a topic on taxis. You can imagine that my mother would be in a taxi and people would be discussing her child. And, you know, she was so proud of me. At first, she was not okay with it. She was like, no, you don't have to do this fight. You don't have to do this. It's going to cause a lot of stress on you, and people will be talking about you. And I didn't care what people say, because I knew very well that the very same people that will be talking about me are the very same people that are infected, and some of them are affected because their family members are HIV positive. So I had to break the stigma. We have to break the stigma in workplaces. We need to break the stigma in churches. We need to break the stigma in our communities, because people are not aware. And it will take openness for us to break the stigmas. It will take us normalizing talking about HIV openly without making it something so huge, because HIV is a controllable sickness.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean that, guys, you're diagnosed today and tomorrow you start writing wheels. Hey, guys, people are like, I'm dying. Why are you dying? What's going on? They diagnosed me with HIV. There's no life after. I think we have this notion there's no life after the diagnosis. Like you can't enjoy life.
And that's a lie that's a lie. There are people who have lived 30 years. There are people that have lived 20 years. I am here with 10 years. So it's not true. It's not true. It's just that people must fix their attitude towards HIV. People must fix their attitude towards people who are living with HIV, and they must fix their attitude towards their sickness itself, because you don't know. You don't know when it's gonna knock in your door. It might not be you, it might be your child, it might be your sister, it might be your brother, it might be your mother. So all of us, we need to get to a stage whereby we create a culture of speaking openly. I created that culture in my family. As a result, now my sister is now working at a pharmacy. She even helps people to get their medication. They told me that they are scared. I always ask my sister, can you please assist this person? They are scared of coming to the clinic, and they are scared of taking and she will do that. She takes medication for the people and she delivers to them. And also clinics, I believe that clinics that have got those boards that are written there, infectious disease, they must fix that. They must fix it, because it is the reason that people do not, it's also part of stigma. It's the reason people don't want to go to the clinic, because immediately when you go to the site that is written infectious diseases, the people that are sitting there that know you, they are already wondering, does this one have HIV or TB? So it's things like that makes people don't want to go to the clinic.
Absolutely. And one more thing, to think of it now, some people, they don't want to come out because of how we are treating them. They're just imagining Lucy has been mistreating people who are HIV positive. Some people, they even cut friendships. It gets so intense. I'm asking myself, hi, Bo, are you being for real? They ask you, my kids will stay away from you, my family will stay away from you. Not that discrimination against people who are living with HIV. I think it's something people who are negative need to stop and treat everyone equally. It doesn't change anything about them. They still do what we do. Guys, I think we need to change that notion first.
People are misinformed, Sanderson. People do not know much about HIV, even though the information is still out there. I have made it a responsibility to change my family's attitude towards HIV. I had to sit down and teach them. I remember after I've disclosed at home, and my mother used to buy a lot of veggies. She used to buy spinach, beetroot, and all those things. And she would tell everybody that is Andisiwe stuff. And she meant well. It was for them to support me. She wanted to make sure that I eat healthy. But I sat them down and I said to them, the only way for you to support me is by eating these veggies with me, so that I do not feel like there's something wrong with me, so that I don't feel like I'm sick, so that I don't feel like I'm not like them. So I ask them to take the veggies with me. They must eat the veg, they must eat the food, they must eat healthy with me. And as a result, they started eating healthy with me. We all ate spinach, we all ate the healthy veggies that were bought for me. We ate them together. And that took off the baggage on my shoulders.
Wow. So we need support, guys. We cannot pretend like you can conquer this thing on your own. You need your family at the end of the day. And if you're hiding the status from the family, you are fighting this battle alone. I've had people that will tell you, yo, I felt like I wanted to kill myself. I got to a point where I was not coping, and I can't just say, Mom, I'm HIV positive, and I'm scared to talk to my sisters. So I thought the best thing is just to kill myself and, just go with this disease. People are struggling, and, mentally, guys, mental health is very important. And the more you are thinking, the more there's so much conflict, you end up with depression. And now you have HIV, you have depression, like there's so many things, and these things can be avoided, right? Oh, yeah, it's really intense.
And
But
you know, we can't be we can't be ignorant of the fact that there are families that don't support each other. There are families whereby if you disclose, they will start swearing at you. There are families that are dysfunctional. And if one is coming from such a family, it is best not to disclose and just find somebody that you can talk to, somebody that is going to help you in the journey. Because there are those dysfunctional families whereby when people are drunk, they start swearing at each other. And the next thing, your secret is out and everybody knows, and you don't know how to walk in the streets anymore because everybody knows something that when you thought it's private and you didn't want people to know, and in fact you are not ready for everybody to know, and your family member has sworn at you with that.
wow. So people need to respect your confidentiality. When you tell someone, I'm not telling you to go tell Lucy, I'm telling you, keep it to yourself. It's confidential. Wow. And people will start saying, hey, did you hear? Tabby said this and that and that. And you know how gossip and the news flies and it's all over your entire community. Everyone knows. This is so not fair. You know, I'm just imagining now a young girl who went maybe in the university. We have those campus control, where campus clinic, where you go test and they find out they're HIV positive, and you have to go back to rest. You are not at home. It's just you alone in that rest, in that room. You just found out these news. How can they approach this? How do you take a bold step? How do you deal with such news? Firstly, you just had this and it's traumatic. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do.
Um, I once wrote something and I said that after I found out that I was HIV positive, I started searching for books that relate to me personally. Started searching for books that talks about my fears, that talks about my stresses, that talks about everything that has to do with HIV and what is going to be happening to me. I wanted a book that's going to tell me how do I wake up the next day knowing that I'm HIV positive, but I couldn't find anything. And when I could not find anything like that, I decided that I am going to be a mouthpiece. I'm going to be the one that tells a person that had just found out that they are positive, that girl or young man, rise. It's not the end of your world. You can still live. There is life before HIV. There is life after HIV. HIV is beneath you and not above you. It has no power over you. You have power over it. It has no control over your life. You have control over it. Put it under your feet.
Absolutely. Don't allow it to have control over you, you know, to take power over you. Are you still here? I think I lost you. Hello? Okay. I think I'm losing you. Hello. Okay. So guys, as you're watching at home, please know that it's not the end of the world. Yes, you might find out now and you don't know what to do and you don't know who to talk to. The best thing, there are people who are advocating for such. So you can just go check them on on YouTube, check them on Facebook, check the content they're saying about HIV, and definitely that's going to assist you. So please don't feel like it's the end of the world. You have nowhere to go, you have no one. But please remember, taking your life is not a solution. You can still live a good life. You can still live a good life and all of that. So it's not really the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. There are so many people who are still living with HIV. So yes, it's Andisiwe, you're back. You are on mute. Okay. So we're still talking about there is life. There is life, okay? You can still live. You can still do things that you were planning to do and everything. Nothing changes. You just need to take care of yourself and go get more information about it and, be informed. I think what the main issue here, Sis Andiswa, it's just being misinformed. That's what kills people.
Yes,
Not knowing kills you.
true.
And you think it's the
True. And
disease.
a lot of people now are, and I believe that a lot of people now are no longer killed by the sickness itself. They are killed by us. They are killed by the judgment that we give them, by the rejection, because we reject them. There are a lot of people that cannot take rejection. After people have been rejected so many times, some people end up killing themselves, and those people are not killed by age. Some they end
Wow. Wow.
somebody decides not to take their medication anymore. That means that they are leading to death.
So if we can be there and be supportive as much as we can, you know what I always tell people, if it's you don't have to have a friend or a family member who's living with HIV. You can just learn about such things. Just be informed. One day you meet someone who's going through a lot, you don't even know what to say because you don't know anything yourself. Or you are adding on their anxiety. You're telling them, yo, you're going to die. Because that's the first thing that comes,
Yeah.
you are out. So, guys, I think this is for everyone. You are watching us, you are not HIV positive, but try to learn about it. And you don't know, one day you'll save someone, which is totally true. So, yeah, guys, yeah, it has been a long night. Sis Andisa, please say anything you want to say. We're done with questions. Wow,
Okay.
wow, wow.
No, I want to tell people that an HIV-free generation, it is possible. It is possible with us as human beings. It is possible with God, and it is possible with medication. So let us be informed and let us strive towards an HIV-free generation.
Amen. I feel like saying an amen to that. It felt like you're preaching. I was like, yeah, let me give you the
Yeah.
Bible. Let me give you the Bible. Guys, all these traits of being a preacher, they always come out in such events. So the woman of God is here, guys. Wow, wow. This is not just, something that you feel so motivated, not really motivated, but it's like that little fighter within you. It's like someone is igniting the
Yeah.
fire that, yes, you can live, you can do this, you are okay. And some people, they think they're abnormal now or they're disabled. Guys, please, let's stop with this nonsense. You are HIV, you're not disabled.
Yeah, people must even stop this thing of feeling pity for themselves. They must just stop feeling pity, because people respond to how you treat yourself. Wherever I go, I don't treat myself as somebody that people should pity me because I'm living with HIV. I appear there so confident. I'm always a woman that has it all together. Yes, yes. But if you appear to be wiggling and crying and all that, that is how people will feel towards you.
And one more thing, I've noticed that people, some of them, after they find out, right, they stop taking care of themselves. If you're a lady, used to hoy the wigs and makeups and dress nice, wear heels, they stop. Like, they stop taking care of themselves. They start wearing long dresses, and it's like there's nothing to live for now. I'm like, girl, you still have to show up. It's not the end of the world. They go to work. You can see everything change about you. Please talk to them.
No, that is wrong. That is so wrong. HIV does not define you. It doesn't define who you are. You are still beautiful. You are still attractive. So do not ever put yourself down, and do not ever look down. There is a God that is the lifter of heads. There's a God that can lift up your head, and you need to be confident. So do not allow yourself to do that to yourself. Do not lose yourself because you have just tested positive. There's nothing that has changed in you. It's just the status. It just means that your blood reacts to HIV virus. Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow, guys, please. You still have to wake up. Don't sleep the entire month of May or April. You have to wake up and show up. If you have work, you have to go to work. If you are studying, go to school, show up. Guys, please. That's when you are changing the narrative.
Some people even stop dreaming. Yeah. People still stop, other people even stop dreaming, still dream. Your dreams are valid, even if you are HIV positive, and they shall come true.
Yes. You can't just say, okay, maybe in the next 5 years, I'm going to be dead. So what's the use of building now? No, there is no such.
What if you won't even die of HIV? That's the thing. You might live with HIV and not even die from HIV.
Exactly. And people have accidents nowadays. Like, there's so many things that can kill a human being, guys. So many things. So many things. You can wake up healthy and then you don't even come back. God forbid.
True.
But that's the reality.
True.
So I think not that disease kill people, the fact that people are diagnosed kill them more than the actual disease. So I think, they need to work on that. Deal with your mind, the power here.
And people must just learn even from what COVID had done. They must just learn from that we are here, we are living with HIV, and we are still alive. We have survived COVID. I had COVID and I survived. And there are people who had no other illnesses. They just got COVID and they died. So you might be HIV positive and not even die from HIV. And not even die from HIV-related diseases.
Absolutely, that's true. Wow. Okay. Yo, guys, this has been a very heavy topic for the day. Yeah, it has been very heavy. And we are learning a lot. We are learning a lot. So I need some water. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Sis Andisiwe. This has been an eye-opener for me.
Yeah, my
and for a lot of people
now.
who are watching, trust me, a lot of them, there's some things we don't really know, but you can Google it, you can check on the articles. When it comes to research, right? Those sometimes a researcher is not living with HIV, but when we come and bring the real life, I'm interested in real life. I'm interested in people's experiences. It's more than an article
experience,
that I'm getting online, because sometimes Guys, even the method, how the data was collected and how many people, it's not really giving us that much. I cannot just say, no, now I know about HIV and all of that. But when we hear from you guys, it's a different story. Like I can vouch and say, definitely you can leave. And so they are leaving. I make reference, not just to a piece of paper that no one will read. So this is actually raw data. We talk about raw data, real life,
Yes,
real people living with HIV, not just cartoons we see on TV and all of that. So thank you so much for standing up, for speaking up. This is wow, this is great. I wish we had, a face-to-face kind of a thing where we have young
yeah.
people, we have young
One day,
girls.
one day.
Absolutely, where we have young girls and young boys, and we have adults, we have old people, everyone invited, even teenagers, and we're having this conversation, and they can ask you anything. I would really love that. We need such
Yes.
conversation. So, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, this has been so great. Sis Andisiwe is doing amazing work, guys, out there. You can follow her on Facebook, the HIV Talk. Yes, HIV Talk with Andisiwe. And on Instagram, it's, please remind me.
Andisiwe Dwenga.
Yeah, there's an underscore. Yes, there's an underscore though. Yes. On Twitter, are you on Twitter?
Yeah, as Andisiwe Dwenga.
Yes, guys, please follow her personal page on Facebook. Yo, the thing she's posting, raw, real life, unfiltered, like everything as it is. She's not you are one person who don't hide things and trying to
No,
sugarcoat
I
and
don't.
trying. You put it as it is, take it or leave it. And we need such people. We need such people who tell you,
Yeah.
Lucy, you enter in this hole, you're gonna find one, two, and three. That's it, as it is. It's either, Lucy, you go and you find it, or you learn from other people's experiences, which is so good. So, guys, thank you so much.